next presenter, Mr. Earl Monkou, certified health coach and founder of Nature's Hype Granola. Hi, Earl.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm all right.
Can I share my screen? Okay. All right, how is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is doing good and in good health. My name is Earl, and I am the founder and CEO of Nature's Hype. And I'm so thankful to be amongst so many talented people. It's always a humbling experience to be asked to speak, when it comes to health and nutrition. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity. So I was asked to talk about men's health. Now, as I was, searching and doing some research, I wasn't sure exactly what approach I wanted to take with men's health. There's a lot when it comes to men's health. And so as I was looking at some of the data and the research, I came across this. It said health visits and lifestyle habits. And, we earlier on, we were talking about, going to, getting checked up and things like that. And what I noticed, I said, okay, it says the rate of outpatient care among women is 33% higher. The rate of non-illnesses care visit by women was 100% higher. Means men don't go to the doctor. Women ages 15 to 44 visit the doctor 56% more often than men in the same category. Men are 40% more to, skip a recommended cholesterol exam. 24.6% of men with mental illness do not seek services. Over 12% of males under 65 are without health insurance coverage. 15.7% of men age 18 and over smoke cigarettes. So I was like, okay, there's some things here about lifestyle, about health visits. Is there anything else? So I said, all right, let's go into the data, okay? Let's go into the data. And it says 1 in 4 male deaths in the United States, that's 761 men, is caused by heart disease. Men usually develop heart disease 10 to 15 years earlier than women. 1 in 2 men are diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. 33% of men age 20 and over have hypertension. 36.6% of men age 20 and over are obese. Diabetes is 1.5 times more common among African American men. Obesity is 1.3 times more common among African American and Latina boys ages 6 to 11 than white boys of the same age. Now, it's a lot of there's more data, there's more statistics on these things. One of the things that I did not see is when it comes into the food aspect. When African American men, for example, when it comes to a lot of these datas, we're at the bottom. We're right at the bottom when it comes to going to the doctor, dying. Suicide rate is high for men and African American men. Women live 5 years longer than men. So as I'm looking at this, and one of the things that I talk about and I preach about is nutrition. And nutrition plays a very important role in all of this. Thomas Fuller, he's an English historian, and he said that health is not valued till sickness comes. And the problem with that is that we react. When things go bad in our bodies and we feel sick, that's when we decide that we will get right? But the key is prevention, preventing that illness, having a lifestyle that prevents illness. But because we react to these illnesses, the health is not really valued. The standard American diet. This is the problem. Food is no longer synonymous with nutrition. Overconsumption is the #1 reason for obesity. And yet we're overfed yet undernourished. So we eat, we eat a lot, but the question is, are we getting the right nutrients to help us function for a long period of time? And that's not the case, right? Because our taste buds rule. Our taste buds rule. Our environment rule. Our, our background, when I was young, I used to eat such and such and such. My mom, every time Thanksgiving comes around, we eat such and such and such. This is what we do every Saturday. This is what we do every Sunday. We eat like this but as African Americans, we are at the bottom when it comes to this because we're so caught up with that. And then there's a lot that plays in part with that, but there is ways, and there's ways to actually change the direction or the road that we're on, right? Every time I talk to people about health, they look at it as this challenge, right? This great challenge, right? There was a story that someone told me, said a group of people that were going up on a mountain, and they were climbing, and the tour guide said, we're going to go at night. And the person was like, why are we going at night? He said, well, if you were able to see all the way to the top, you wouldn't want to go. And so what happens is when people look at the broad spectrum of actually changing their lifestyle, changing their diet, it's too hard. It looks too hard, right? Because all you think about is, well, I can't eat this, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do that. And so you don't want to deal with it. When I talk about health, I talk about simplicity for optimal health. Last year, I was talking to someone, I was helping a client who had diabetes, and she said to me, I told her, I said, for the first week, I just want you to concentrate on just drinking water. And she was like, what? That's it? That's all you're giving me for the week? I said, yes, just drink water. And she came back the next week and was like, Earl, I have been having this pain in the morning because I started drinking when I first got up in the morning. The pain is gone. And so there's a simple things of just adding to our lives, right? I have a certification from IIN. And one of the things that they used to tell us all the time is that they use this concept called crowding out. Crowding out is just a matter of adding more of the good. Because when we tell people, oh, can't eat that, can't eat that, can't do that, can't do that, it's like, man, what can I do? When we start telling them, hey, just add this to your diet, add this to your lifestyle, it changes their perspective or their way of how they look at living a healthier life. So one of the things that I've come up with for my company, for my business, are 3 principles for healthy living. Nourish your body, move your body, rest your body. Now, there's a lot in those 3 things, right? Mental health is part of that too. I haven't really, I'm not going to dive into, I know someone is talking about mental health. They probably did already before I got on, but mental health is also part of this. But these 3 things can help you on your journey to a healthier lifestyle, right? Nourish your body. The body will get the required nutrients to function at an optimal level. Now, not everything that we eat nourishes our body. And nourishing your body is not only about eating, right? Nourishing your body is also, what they taught us is that we have this thing, it's primary foods and secondary foods. Primary foods nourish you off the plate. Secondary foods nourish you on the plate. Your primary foods are your family, your finances, your creativity, your joy, your spirituality. Those things nourish your body. And then you also have the things on the plate that nourish your body. For example, I give you one of the #1 nutrients.
Working good now, not on the computer.
One of the #1 nutrients
but I couldn't hear it on my phone.
That we should have in our body is not even like an actual, it's water, air, and sunlight. That's your first nutrients that you should have every day. Water, air, and sunlight. All right. So it's more than just what we eat, but it's all the other things that are surround us. Because what happens is when you're stressed out, when your family's, situation is not right, your finances are right, what happens? You start switching up in how you eat. Your stress affects how you eat. And people start getting into food addiction. That stuff is real. So that will affect your body being able to be at an optimal level, because you're not nourishing your body, and then actually you're not getting the right nutrients. Next one, move your body. Exercise not only changes your body, it changes your mind, your attitude, and your mood. Have you ever had a good, workout and you felt so good afterwards? You felt good. You felt like, hey, these changes, if I continue on with this, the changes that I'm making will actually happen. Like, working out makes you feel good about yourself, and it helps in the long run. There's a study that shows that people that are sedentary, that don't move, they have high risk for osteoporosis, because they're not moving their muscles, their bones are not being used, they're just sitting. And I know with how we are living right now with this this virus, people are working from home. So you're sitting behind a computer all day long. You probably go from one end of the house to the next, and that's it. You're not getting any fresh air. My grandmother, I'm originally from South America and was born in Suriname. And so when my grandmother comes here and it's cold, what she does, she wouldn't go outside. She would open the door and just take in a breath of fresh air. Just do it a couple of times, Like, just simple things like that can help your journey to a healthier lifestyle. And the next is rest your body. A good night's sleep is one of the foundations of health. Like, people talk about, in this society, we always talk about, man, I stayed up real late. I was working on this, I had to get it done. And I mean, sometimes it happens, but to make that a habit is not good for our overall health, because the body needs rest. What happens when we sleep is the body is repairing itself, right? And so once the body is repairing itself, then, you wake up refreshed. But most of us are going to sleep late at night. We also eat late. So when we eat late and we go straight to bed, the brain has a hard time to divide itself. The body has a hard time dividing itself. Okay, should I be digesting this food? I need to be digesting this food and dealing with the fact that the brain is trying to figure out, all right, what do I need to, how do I need to repair myself? So having a good night's sleep is one of the foundations of health. What I say to a lot of people is that health is not a destination, it's a journey, right? It's something that you will, move on, you're adding things to your life to better your health. And, if you need help, there are people out there to help you, but simple things, right? I just gave a few, like just taking a breath of fresh air in the morning, sunlight, walking is a great thing. I think people look at exercise and be like, man, I got to get out there and start lifting weights and doing that. Hey, lifting weights is great, but walking is great too. Walk 15 minutes, 20 minutes, create habits, create routines for yourself, healthy routines, right? Some people don't have routines and they think they don't have routines, but we all have routines. We all do things every single day, right? Whether it's you get your coffee, you wake up, you get on your phone, you look at Instagram, whatever it is, you have a routine. But why not add something that gives your body or nourishes your body, helps your body in a way that makes you live in a state of health? All right? Health is wealth. And my prayer for everyone on this call, on this Zoom, is I pray you may prosper in everything and be in health just as your soul prospers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Earl. I want to make sure I captured everything. Nourish your body, rest your body. And what was the other?
Move your body.
Move
your body.
Yeah. Good advice. And it goes along well with what we learned earlier, how we can move our body even in our seat. If we are the virtual workers, we can move our body and even in our seat and just simply take a walk around your home or around some area that you're in. Thank you so much, Earl.
You're welcome.
Were there any questions that someone could put in the chat before we move forward? That way we can maximize our time with Earl. Earl, can you make sure you share your information with us in the chat so we can contact you if we need to?
Sure. Let me do that right now.
Thank you so much. So that is Earl Monkou, certified health coach and founder of Nature's Hype Granola.